Family, trying to get my life together so I can be comfortable during this read. But I don't know. We'll see how that go. Oh, you have been having a fantastic week. Uh oh. Don't want you to hear that double echo. Ooh, excuse me. I must be still growing. Oh, here we go. Excuse me. I was ultra thirsty. Woohoo! I'm celebrating. The shutdown is over. And I can't speak for nobody else, but I am excited because I get back to traveling. Back to hold on. Yeah, I know it was a cost, but staying shut down was a cost too. And I was paying the cost, so not to get into politics, I'm glad to be back to helping people who need the help. That's what I want to do. Outside of, not do it with us, but I mean professionally. I've said 1,000 times I've done some. No, I do some physical stuff, which still kind of amazing to me. But I look for Twitch, Twitch. There we go. Boom, we in business. Get cred when you share a viral video. Nah, we ain't worried about that. So, family, again, glad to be back with you for another episode of before I start relaxing. Soul Swami Live. If you are new here, we generally discuss all things healing. Thursday is our book club, which is a spinoff of our Tuesday night show. Thursday book club is in an effort for us to reconnect to the child in us. And Tuesday is about all things healing. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of excited because on Tuesday night we are discussing identity and what that is. Partially because in my healing practices, and even for myself, identity becomes a big factor in the healing process and letting go and growing. You can catch us every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and Instagram is generally on there. TikTok is definitely hit or miss, but you can follow me on those things. At the beginning of every show, we generally do some energy work. Oh man, I forgot the card. Hold on. Let me go get it. Got to read my information. Okay. All right. Well, good. It was saying my mic was on but muted. Oh, I know what it was. It'll say my mic is on as long as my soundboard is on, but I definitely be having the mic off. But this week we are on yellow solar plexus. Just resides in your stomach. Your solar plexus is for your personal power, your self-esteem, strength, ego, and confidence. The color is yellow, so if you are into color therapy, light therapy, you want to do wear yellow, be in yellow light, eat yellow foods. All those things wind up helping work well with your solar plexus. If you are into essential oils, you want to think lemon, cedarwood, juniper, ginger, lemongrass, things like that. And if you are into crystals and gemstones, you want to think citrine. That's what this is. Yes, Tuesday I said I got a big citrine, but that citrine, tiger's eye, sunstone, topaz, pyrite, yellow jasper. All of those are good for your solar plexus. So the next, we generally do some sound bowl, some sound therapy. So I'm gonna do the bowl, and I do got the wave drums for a little bit. Doo-doo-doo. I forgive myself and For our breathing exercise, we're gonna do 4-7-8. I know on Tuesday, I don't know what I was thinking, but I could not remember how to do it to save my life. So if you don't recall 4-7-8 breathing exercise, yeah, it is you breathe in for a 4 count, you hold for 7, and breathe out for an 8 count. But all you have to do is just focus in on your breathing and clearing your energy and thoughts, and I will keep the count for you. On the count of 3, we will start. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Breathe in 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The element for your solar plexus is fire. So I would like you, with your mind's eye, in your mind, visualize yourself standing by a fire. And beside that fire, on a piece of paper, you are writing down, making a list of the things that you would like to release, whether it be stress, worry, uncertainty, anything like that. You write it on that list, and then I want you to visualize yourself putting that list, throwing that list, balling it up however you want to, whatever speaks to your spirit, into the fire. And as you watch those things burn, and you work on a sense of relief, I want you to repeat these affirmations after me. I am confident. I act with courage. I am a powerful being. I am motivated, persistent, and successful. I honor myself. I am confident. I act with courage. I am a powerful being. I am motivated, persistent, and successful. And I honor myself. So family, I got my Ramley blanket out today, because I'm finna get cozy. So this time you won't see my footies. I'll be looking at these videos after the fact, and my little toes just be going ham sandwiches wiggling everywhere. I know if I cover them, all you gonna see is I've been a ram all my life, and I'll be a ram till I die. I know that's right. All right, where we at in the book, family? I know the bikers just showed up at not the sweatshop, the warehouse for the lawn care service. And no, the police came and talked to everybody. Buddy Lee is over Ike's house. They get ready to go out looking for somebody. I can't remember who. But that's where we are. Chapter 23. Grayson fingered the bandage against his neck while he spoke into his cell phone. Nah, we gonna fuck this dude up righteously. I'm talking scorched fucking earth. This boy ain't gonna know what the hell hit him. You think you and Chopper and your crew can come down too? We need to put the beat down on this fucker, Grayson said. A series of high-toned beats rang in his ear as Tank, the president of the Hurricane West Virginia chapter of the Rare Breed, yammered on about retribution, taking care of business, and Rare Breed forever. Forever Rare Breed. Hey, Tank, let me get back to you, Grayson said. He clicked over on the incoming call. Yeah, I'm going to assume since I have not heard from you in 2 days you have found the girl, the voice on the other end said. Grayson bit down on the inside of his cheek before he responded. No, we ain't found your side piece yet. I'm glad you called so I can tell you that it's going to have to wait. We got breed business to take care of now, all because of you and these F words, Grayson said. I thought I made myself clear the other day. Nothing is more important right now than finding Tangerine. Was there some miscommunication? No, you was clear. But now I got a missing prospect and an N-word out of Red Hill County who thinks he can hold a fucking machete to my neck and stay upright. The voice sighed. Elucidate the situation more clearly for me. What? Grayson said. Tell me. What happened? The voice pronounced each word with an over-exaggerated enunciation that made Grayson's vision go stark white. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid. Just because I don't keep a dictionary by my nightstand don't mean I'm stupid, Grayson said. Tell me. Well, I follow your suggestion and sent a couple prospects out to the punk's house to see what they could see. When they got there, apparently them boys' daddies was in the house. One of them jumped the prospect and the other snuck up behind them and knocked them out. When the one that came back woke up, his brother was gone and so was the daddies. Yeah, now the prospect, he saw a truck in front of the house with the name of a lawn care business on the side door. You want to know who owned the truck? Grayson said. One of the fathers, I assume. You bet your fucking ass it did. Randolph Lawn Care. We rode over there, but this motherfucker, he ain't no square. He got jail ink. He done some real time. We wasn't expecting that, Grayson said. Let me guess. He was able to ward you off and your brothers, the voice said. He got the drop on us, yeah. He don't know it yet, but that's the last time he's ever gonna walk straight. We're going back and we're gonna fix him up right, Grayson said. The voice didn't speak for a long time. No, you're not. Excuse the fuck out of me? I told you, this is Bree's business now. Your little honeypot is gonna have to wait. That bitch been gone bye-bye for a long time anyway, Grayson said. He picked up his mini sledgehammer gavel and started tapping it against the table. No, it's still my business. Stop and think for a moment. The fathers of 2 dead sons are in their boy's home week after the funeral. Why? Did your remaining prospect note any furniture being moved out of the home? Doesn't seem like they were there retrieving any family heirlooms. Then these 2 men, these grieving fathers, whoop your prospects, collective asses, but instead of calling the police and reporting a break-in, they disappear with a hostage in tow. Then when you and your rolling gang of miscreants confront one of these grieving gentlemen, not only does he get the drop on you, he again does not alert the police. Now tell me, what does that say to you? And before you answer, consider what you told me about one of these men. A hard man who has done time. What do you think all this means? Better yet, tell me what you would do, being the kind of man you are, If persons unknown killed your son, the voice asked. Grayson pulled the phone away from his ear and laid it against his forehead for a few seconds before answering the voice's question. First of all, I wouldn't have no gay son. Second of all, I already know this. Everything you just said, I've already thought about. That's why I'm going to put them 10 toes up. We don't need nobody poking around that thing we took care of, Grayson said. How much did the prospect know about our arrangement? The voice asked. Grayson relished at the hint of fear in the voice when it asked. Don't get your panties in the bunch. He ain't no shit. Good, because you know he isn't coming back, right? I know men like this. I've seen thousands of them over the years. They can't resist their true nature. If they took him out of that house, that was the last sunset he ever saw, the voice said. Grayson had figured as much himself, but hearing it from that soft-talking motherfucker made him nearly go blind with fury. He knew Andy wasn't on his side of the dirt anymore. He didn't need this arrogant asshole to explain that to him. Now, let's extrapolate this even further. Let's assume your prospect did give them something. Maybe something about the club. Maybe they asked him about the deaths of their son. Shit, Grayson whispered. What is it? The voice said. I told them the name of the girl we was looking for, Grayson said. His neck and ears became hot as a griddle. He could almost hear the smile on the other end of that line. The poor dumb biker had fucked up, and it was up to the sophisticated, intelligent owner of a smooth urban voice to fix the situation again. That's actually to our advantage if they have the name and they're pursuing their own shabby mission of revenge. One just has to follow them and see where they lead us. If they have her name, they may very well find her. Of course, if you hadn't gone to the man's place of business and tried and failed to threaten him, we would have had the element of surprise. Oh well, get a few of your best men and follow this Randolph. Then when they lead you to Tangerine, you can take out all your pent-up aggressions on all of them at your leisure. It's the proverbial 2 birds, 1 stone. Until then, let them be. Just observe and report, the voice said. Grayson tapped the gravel harder. I'm going to say something to you, and I want you to listen to me good. You don't run this club. I do. You think we're your personal army. We ain't. This ain't how it's going to go. We play your game for a little bit, but if you don't like, we gonna find this bitch. I'm taking care of business my way. No more talking. You want to cut us loose? Do it. I don't give a fuck. You can tell your daddy I said that too. I ain't wake up this morning looking to kiss your ass, Grayson said. No, you don't. But you do wake up in the world where I can make one phone call to the ATF and have you behind bars for the rest of your life before my coffee is cold. I can even call in a few favors with my friends in the corrections department to make you spend that time behind a paramour of monstrous, endowed subhuman. The voice paused. Between the beginning and the end of the pause, Grayson had an image of him shoving that gavel down the throat of the owner of that sophisticated voice. I'll look up this Randolph's business license and get you his home address, the voice said. Yeah, Grayson said in a strangled groan. Get a couple of your guys on him tonight. Chapter 24. Buddy Lee turned off Gray Street and pulled into a pay-by-the-hour parking lot. The street lamps were covered by swarms of moths and gnats that hovered around them like living clouds. He put the truck in park and waited for it to settle. Ike was leaning against the door with his face toward the window. When the truck finally stopped rattling, Ike sat up straight and rubbed his eyes. You sleeping over there, Hoss? Buddy Lee asked. Didn't get much rest last night. I guess you got a nap today, Ike said. I caught a few winks, Buddy Lee said. They sat there under the street lamps as the car drove down the street with the sound system pumping out enough bass to liquefy their insides. They heard the disjointed chatter of the denizens of the city as they wandered up and down the sidewalks and through the alleyways. Ike thought it sounded like they were underwater listening to people on the shore. He pulled the napkin out of his pocket and stared at it. I guess we should get to it, he said. What's the plan? Just go in there and start asking about some girl named Tangerine? Buddy Lee asked. Yeah, but leave your knife in the truck. If La Plata and Robbins are on our asses, we need to try to keep it quiet up in here, Ike said. That knife has saved my ass more times than I can count. I ain't leaving it behind. Besides, I'm not the one running around breaking people's fingers like wishbones, Buddy Lee said. Ike cut him a look, but Buddy Lee ignored it. You ready? Ike asked. When the last time you was in the club? Buddy Lee asked. Michael Jackson was still alive, Ike said, as he climbed out of the truck. Garland sat at the corner of Grace and Fushy Street. A large picture window with a neon sign in the shape of a pair of red shoes in the corner allowed red and green lights to spill out into the pavement. Buddy Lee stopped at the front of the entrance, spit on his hands, then ran them through his hair. What are you doing? Ike asked. You never know. I might meet me a filly with low standards in here, Buddy Lee said. This time Ike did laugh. Buddy Lee smiled. The smile faltered after a few seconds. Let's do it, he said as he opened the door. Garland's had a long oval-shaped bar that bisected the club right down the middle. Tables and booths filled the club on the left side of the bar. On the right side were blue and red velvet love seats and bean bags. Up and down the exposed red brick walls, black and white pictures of Judy Garland in full Wizard of Oz regalia competed with color photos of Judy Garland in their 20th century garb from the Meet Me in St. Louis. A large flat-screen television above the bar was playing Judy Garland singing Over the Rainbow. I mean, tell me how you really feel about Judy Garland, okay? A few men were sitting at the bar. When Ike and Buddy Lee came in, two black men sitting at the bottom of the oval snapped their heads up, appraised them, then quickly lowered their heads again. To their right, three women, two blacks, one white, were squeezed into the love seats. Ike and Buddy Lee plopped down on a couple of stools at the end of the bar. Ike took a quick look over each shoulder and scanned the bar. The group of clean-cut, older white men sat in one of the booths with a tray of shot glasses in front of them. They raised their glasses, and one of the men yelled out a toast. Cheers, queers, the man said as he and his companions downed their shots. They collapsed against each other amid a chorus of laughs. Ike put his head on a swivel. Two more young white men were holding hands at one of the tables behind him. The three women in the love seats were running through their hands through each other's hair. Ike gripped the edge of the bar. I think this is a gay bar, he whispered. What? Buddy Lee asked. He was squinting at the shelf of liquor bottles like a pennant who had just glimpsed heaven. Ike leaned over, put his mouth near Buddy Lee's ear. I think this is a gay bar, Ike said. Buddy Lee spun around on his bar stool. After one complete revolution, he stopped and leaned towards Ike. Well, shit. I guess that makes sense. I ain't never been to a gay bar before, but it looks like they serve bourbon, so I guess I'll be all right, Buddy Lee said. Let's just ask the bartender if he knows Tangerine or the boys, Ike said. His breath was coming in short, harsh bursts. All right, you okay? You breathing like you running uphill backwards, Buddy Lee said. I'm fine. Let's just do it, Ike said. Buddy Lee held up two fingers and waved at the bartender. After dropping off a pair of martinis to the two brothers at the end of the bar, he came over to Ike and Buddy Lee. He was a short Asian man with long, coal black hair that spilled over his well-defined shoulders. Ike thought his white t-shirt was 3 sizes too small. Hey, gent, what can I do for you? The bartender asked. I have a Coors and a shot of Jack Daniels, Buddy Lee said. I just want water, Ike said. Gotcha. You guys need any menus? No, Ike said before Buddy Lee could respond. A few minutes later, the bartender who told them his name was Tex brought them their drinks. Anything else for you guys? Tex asked with a smile. Buddy Lee gave Ike a curt nod as he drowned his whiskey. Yeah, let me ask you something. Did you know some guys named Isaiah and Derek? I think they might have hung out here from time to time, Ike said. Tex's smile faltered a bit. Yeah, I knew them. They were good guys. They used to come out for our black light night. Derek used to make us pierogies for our monthly paint night. Isaiah wrote an article about us on his website. They were really good guys. I can't believe what happened to them. It's bullshit, man, Tex said. Ike felt a limp rise in his throat, like a whale breaching. Yeah, it was bullshit, Ike said. Were you guys friends of theirs or something? Tex asked. They're our sons, Budley said. He took a long swig of his beer. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dudes. Thanks, Ike said. Tex pulled out a white rag of his pocket and wiped the bar down in front of Ike and Buddy Lee. One of the three women from the love seat squealed with pleasure or surprise, or both. I gotta ask, what are you guys doing in here? Isaiah used to say. Tex cut himself off. What did Isaiah used to say? Ike said, knowing full well what his sons probably said. Nothing. It's nothing. I just wondering why you guys here, that's all. We're trying to find somebody who might know something about what happened to them, Buddy Lee said. He killed his beer. Are y'all like investigating? Tex asked. We're just asking questions. The cops said they wasn't getting nowhere. We just want to find out what happened to our boys. That's all. We ain't trying to cause nobody no trouble, Ike said. That was partially the truth. He didn't want to cause anyone any trouble. He just wanted to find the motherfuckers who killed his son. All of them. Every last one. Yeah, they came by here. I don't think it's like people don't want to help. It's like the cops come here and people get nervous. Lots of folks here still on the down low. They don't want to get their names tied up in a murder case. Don't get me wrong. Richmond's a pretty good place to live if you're gay or queer or whatever, but it's still Virginia. The same people who love those statues on Monument Avenue wouldn't have a problem tying some of my customers to a fence. You feel me? Tex said. So you're saying Isaiah and Derek's friends are a bunch of chicken shits? Buddy Lee said. Tex shook his head. You don't get it, man. Things are better these days if you're gay, but they ain't great. You get outed and you might find out you suddenly have violated your company's rules on parking privileges, so they fire you. I mean, it's like being black or Asian or Hispanic here in the Old Dominion. Things are better, but Ike let out a grunt. I say something wrong, Tex asked. Being gay ain't like being black, Ike said. The words came out slow and deliberate. Tex furrowed his brow. I'm just saying, we still in the South. Unless you straight white, you gotta watch your back, he said. He turned his head toward Buddy Lee. No offense, he said. None taken, I guess. I just never knew I had it so good being straight and white, Buddy Lee said. He tried to make it come out lighthearted, but the truth in his statement anchored it to the ground. Tex glanced at Ike, but whatever he expected to see was absent. You know anything about what happened to our boys? Did either one of them say anything about someone threatening them or anything like that? Ike asked. Neither one of them ever said anything like that, Tex said. He grabbed Buddy Lee's empty bottle and headed for the trash can under the bar. Hey, you know a girl named Tangerine? Buddy Lee asked. Tex stopped. She used to hang out here a while back. She comes and goes, you know. You ever see the boys with her? Ike asked. Tex gnawed at him for a second. What do you mean? I mean with our boys. Oh, no. Never did. Like I said, she floats in and out. She's a party girl. Oh, yeah? How hard do she party? Buddy Lee asked. Now it's his turn to get the hard look from Tex. You'd have to ask her that, Tex said. I'd like to know. You know where I can find her? Buddy Lee said. I just told you, she floats in and out. Anybody around here might know her? Ike asked. I guess you have to ask them, Tex said. Ike leaned forward over the bar. He stuck his chest out and cocked his head to the right. Hey, we got a problem, Ike asked. Tex put his tongue against the inside of his cheek. You know, I have a friend who comes in here sometime. He's a lawyer. He's about your age. He's gay, black, and cool as fuck. You know what he told me once? He said some black people hate gay people more than they hate racists. He told me growing up black and gay in a small town out in the country was like being trapped between a lion and an alligator. Rednecks on one side, homophobic black folks on the other. He said the only way you don't get fucked with growing up black and gay is if you could do hair or lead a choir. He couldn't do neither, so he got out of town. I didn't really believe him. I couldn't believe it was that bad, but every day a guy like you proves him right, Tex said. Oh, so you think it's easier being black than gay? I'll tell you what, you go somewhere don't nobody have to know you gay unless you tell them. I'm black everywhere. I can't hide that shit, Ike said. Tex pulled his towel out and twisted it with both hands. Yeah, you can't hide that you're black, but the fact that you think I should hide who I am proves my point. Like Dr. King said, man, please stop using Dr. King. People be throwing him out there like, come on, bro. They be using him like a weapon, just like the Bible. Like Dr. King said, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, Tex said. Ike sucked his teeth and sat back on the stool. You guys let me know if you want anything else, Tex said. He turned and walked to the other end of the bar. Damn, he dropped that Martin Luther King card on your ass. I think he won that round, Grasshopper, Buddy Lee said. Ike didn't respond. I'm fucking around. I don't think he knows shit. But I bet you some of these folks do, Buddy Lee said as he gestured to the patrons scattered around the bar. Uh-huh, Ike said. He grabbed his water and chugged it down in one big gulp. He slammed his empty glass down on the bar. Ike felt like a vice was squeezing at his ribcage. The two young white men who had been holding hands were now dancing in slow, languid circles with their arms draped around each other's necks. One of the brothers at the end of the bar was stroking his friend's cheek. They had made their martinis disappear like a magic trick. The three women on the love seat were playfully pulling at each other's hair. Think we should split up? Maybe we'll be less intimidating that way, Buddy Lee said. Yeah, I guess. We can work like when you in the yard trying to pick up grapes, Ike said. Buddy Lee chuckled. I ain't heard that in a while. We used to call it getting the Pony Express up in Red Onion. I don't know why we just didn't call it gossiping. I need to stop talking like a convict. I fall back into that shit too damn easy, Ike said. I still have nightmares about Red Onion. I be dreaming I'm still inside. I'm out, but I never stop feeling like a convict, Buddy Lee said. I heard Red Onion is a dungeon, Ike said. Buddy Lee gazed lovingly at the bottle of Jack Daniels sitting by itself like an exhausted king on a glass shelf. It is that. It make the devil find religion, he said. He got Tex's attention and pantomime taking a shot. Tex dropped off his shot without a word. Buddy Lee downed it in one go. Hey, what I say about drinking, Ike asked. I got it okay. I talked to the girls on the couch. You want to start on this side? Buddy Lee said. His face became flushed as the whiskey hit the bottom of his stomach. Go ahead, Ike said. Buddy Lee slid off the stool and made for the love seats and beanbag section of the bar. Ike took a deep breath. He spun around on the stool and took stock of the room. He had a choice between the brothers at the end of the bar, the two men still slow dancing, or the clean-cut older guys in the booth. Using purely demographic equation, he decided to hit the brothers first. Hey, excuse me, Ike said. The larger of the two was about Ike's size with a luxuriant beard that covered most of his face. He took his attention away from his companion just long enough for Ike to see the irritation in his face. Yes. Hey, I'm looking for this girl. I think you in the wrong place, the bearded man's companion said. He was clean-shaven with a tight fade. Nah, it's not like that, Ike said. What can we do for you? The bearded man asked. Ike could see he was going from irritated to angry. Ike forced himself to calm down and speak clearly. I'm looking for a girl named Tangerine. She used to hang out here sometimes. I think she's a friend of my son, and I just want to talk to her. About what? Fade asked. What? What do you want to talk to her about? Are you some ex-boyfriend trying to track her down? Fade asked. Huh? No, I need to talk to her about my son. Is your son her ex? The bearded man asked. Look, my son is fucking dead, and she might be able to help me find out who killed him. Now, can we cut the shit? Do you know her or not? Ike said. The bearded man and many afros spun around on their stools until all he saw was the back of their heads. We don't know her, man. Bearded man said, and his companion turned their backs on him. Ike took a deep breath so violently his nose burned. Ike felt like it was rooted to the floor. His skin was tingling all over like he had stepped on a live wire. The real estate between him and the two men seemed to fill up with dangerously charged energy. They had turned their backs on him. Inside that was a sign of disrespect so egregious it might get you sent to the farm just on general principles. Ike's right hand was a fist. Before he realized it, he had curled his fingers. He stared down at it, and through sheer force of will, he made himself unfurl his fist. He had to be smart. He didn't need the cops throwing him in a deep, dark hole, at least not until he finished this. Thanks, Ike choked the word out and walked away. The two white men slow dancing were gone. They must have slipped out while he was interrogating the brothers. That left the guys in the booth. They were laughing over another round of shots. Ike walked over and stood next to the booth. Hey, how you guys doing? Ike asked. He tried to look friendly. Hey there, one of the men said. The other men stopped laughing but kept smiling. Hey, I'm Randolph. My son was Isaiah Randolph, Ike said. All the smiles faltered. Oh, Ma, I'm sorry. I'm Jeff. The man closest to Ike said. He held out his hand. Ike shook it and was surprised by his firmness. I'm Ralph. I'm Sal. Chris. Ike nodded to the other three men. They don't look gay, Ike thought. As soon as the idea entered his head, it seemed like he couldn't hear Isaiah's voice. How exactly did someone look gay? Did he expect them to have tattoos carved on their forehead that declared their sexuality? I guess you guys knew Isaiah, Ike asked. He and Derek were regulars here. He did an article on my organization. Derek used to work for Chris at his restaurant, Jeff said. Small world, ain't it? Ike said. The world is made up of a bunch of smaller worlds, Jeff said. What's your organization? Ike asked. I run a nonprofit technical school in the East End for at-risk gay youth. We teach them industrial arts. I'm a welder by trade and a wannabe artist, Jeff said. You're being too modest, Ralph said. He put his hands on top of Jeff. Ike studied the picture of Judy Garland at an anonymous cabaret club. Her deep-set eyes and come hither pout were frozen forever in black and white. That's good. You can get a lot of kids out there, Ike asked. The four men shared a long moment of silence before Jeff spoke. Lots of kids end up on the street when they come out. Not all of them, but a lot. They show up with black eyes and missing teeth. There are parents who think they can beat the gay away, or they show up crying and terrified because their mom or dad or their pastor told them they were going to burn in hell for eternity, Jeff said. Ike studied his boots. He was one of those parents. He definitely thought he could man up the gay out of Isaiah. Might as well try to make him a bird and tossed him off the roof. Isaiah wasn't going to ever change. He was what he was until the day he died. And now that he's in the ground, Ike mumbled. I'm sorry. What? Jeff asked. I'm nothing. I was just saying it's fucked up, Ike said. Yeah, it is, Jeff. Me and Derek, Dad, we're just asking around to see if anyone knew anything about what happened. We're not trying to put anybody in a spot. We just want to find out what happened to our boys, Ike said. Could these men hear the desperation in his voice? He heard it, and it made him feel frail. Finding out who killed Isaiah and Derek was the life raft that he clung to in a vain attempt to keep from falling apart. It was barely working. The ragged edges of his mind might unravel at any moment, and God help whoever was around when that happened. I'm sorry. I don't think any of us know anything that can help. I wish we could, Jeff said. They were such a happy couple, Sal said. They had what I'm looking for, Chris said. You got to stop being a hoe if you want a husband, Ralph said. Chris stuck his tongue out at him and rolled his eyes. Did any of you know of a woman by the name of Tangerine? Ike asked. Jeff's right cheek twitched. That's a tale, Ike thought. I knew a girl by that name once, Jeff said. Ike thought he was choosing his words carefully. His eyes darted from left to right, and his cheek was nearly oscillating now. Oh, yeah? Did she ever come by the school? Ike asked. She used to crash there a lot, Ralph offered. Jeff moved his hand from under Ralph's, then put his hand on Ralph's forearm. A quiet gesture, but Ike read it as an admonishment. Tangerine didn't, take to the industrial arts. She's a free spirit, Jeff said. That's one word for it, Chris said. Sal elbowed him. What? I'm just saying. What we're all thinking, Chris said. She's a party girl, Ike asked. Jeff's shoulder slumped. Tangerine can be a bit of a diva. That's all, Jeff said. And an idea popped up in Ike's mind. We heard she met Derek at a fancy party for a music guy, Ike said. That girl ain't never seen a scene that she didn't want to be seen at, Chris said. Jeff frowned at him, but Chris didn't seem to notice, or if he did, he didn't care. Are you talking about Mr. Get Down's party? Ralph asked. I don't know who Mr. Get Down is, Ike asked. He's a producer. His real name is Tariq Matthews, mainly hip-hop and trance. He lives out on the West End. Huge house with god-awful flying buttress, but like something out of a James Whale movie, Ralph said. He paused, apparently hoping for a laugh. God, am I that old that I'm the only one who knows who James Whale is? Anyway, Tariq is a hometown hero. I taught him in the 9th grade. The year after he graduated, he produced a record that went #1 in 15 countries. Derek was in here a week before the party talking about how his company was going to do the food for Mr. Get Down's 30th. God, I am really that old. Yes, Ralph said. He laid his head on Jeff's shoulders. Is that her kind of scene? Ike asked. Chris started to answer, but Jeff cut him off. Here's the thing. Tangy is a complicated girl. She's young and beautiful, and she's finding herself. That kind of beauty and youth can get you some haters, Jeff said, staring squarely at Chris. Tangerine isn't even her real name, Chris said. Ralph jumped into the conversation. Don't be bitchy, Chris, Ralph said. Chris crossed his arm. Got any idea what she might be? Ike asked. You think Tangy is involved with what happened to Isaiah and Derek? Jeff asked. Ike hesitated. Isaiah was supposed to meet her for an interview. The day before they met, him and Derek got shot in front of that wine bar celebrating their anniversary, Ike said. Saying out loud that his boy had been shot made the sharp edges of Ike's heart grate against each other. Tangy's been gone since before that happened. She might be anywhere, Jeff said. As if on cue, his right cheek began to twitch. Ike gave him the hard eyes, the scary eyes, the murder eyes. Jeff seemed to be a really nice guy. He dedicated his life to helping gay kids. He had a nice group of friends. None of them stopped him from lying to Ike's face. Jeff knew exactly where Tangerine was and how to find her. Ike could feel it in his guts. Tangerine was a woman who sounded so afraid on that answering machine. Was she afraid because she knew Isaiah had a hit on him? Did she meet him? Did she set him up? Ike didn't know. All he really knew was that the nice guy Jeff was sitting there lying to him like he was a big, dumb, black-ass country son of a bitch. Jeff, with his frosted gray tips and deliberately groomed 5 o'clock shadow, nice guy Jeff, who cared more about protecting some party girl than he cared about Ike's dead son, had a case of city mouse syndrome. A lot of folks that lived in Richmond liked to imagine they were smarter and more sophisticated than the people that lived in the counties. Even if most of them counties were only 30 miles past the huge illuminated Richmond sign that sat above the exit that took you out of the city. Ike wondered how long it would take to get the truth out of him if he jammed his thumb into his eye and popped it like a hard-boiled egg. Jeff blinked hard. Perhaps he saw something in Ike's face that told him his eyeballs was in danger of ending up on Garland's hardwood floor. Seriously, I don't know where she is, but, Jeff said. But what? Ike asked, still giving Jeff the death stare. If she was at that party, it probably wasn't her first time hanging out with Mr. Get Down. He might know where she is. That's all I'm saying, Jeff said. The man that got away started pumping through Garland's sound system over a trip-hop beat. Ike relaxed. Thanks, he said. He turned and went back to the bar. Can I have another water? And let me settle up for my friend, Ike said. Tex came over and tossed a receipt and a pen in front of Ike. Had he really called Buddy Lee his friend? He didn't know if that was an accurate description of what they were. They'd killed the man together, so they were more than acquaintances, but he didn't think they were quite friends. Ike signed the receipt, leaving a sizable tip, and wrapped it around his debit card. A tall, thin black man stumbled up to the bar next to him. The man stroked his bushy gray goatee as he struggled to straddle the bar stool. Hey, gray goatee said. Hey, Ike said without turning his head. How you doing, gray goatee slurred. I'm all right, man, Ike said. He searched for Tex, but he was taking a large drink order from a group of blue, pink, and green-haired androgynous white kids that had just wandered into the bar. All these little young bucks up in here, too damn young, too damn crazy, Gray Goatee said. His words fell out of his mouth like marbles rolling off the edge of a table. Uh-huh, Ike said. I'm Angelo, the man with the gray goatee said. Ike didn't respond. He put his hands in his pocket and rocked back and forth on the balls of his feet. They fun, but what's the point? A couple of hours of groaning and moaning for what? So they can just leave in the morning after pissing all over your toilet seat, Angelo said. He listed to the left before grabbing the rail on the edge of the bar and rightening himself. Ike took a step to the right, away from him. You with somebody? Angelo asked. I'm just paying my tab, man, Ike said. He spoke through pursed lips, turning the sentence into one long word. Sure. You probably with somebody. You too fine not to be, Angelo said. Hey, Tex. Get my tab, man, Ike yelled. You going? Hey, wait, let me buy you a drink. Don't go yet. Let me get you a drink, Angelo said. He reached out and put his hand on Ike's forearm. Get your fucking hands off me, man, Ike said. The two brothers at the end of the bar picked up their drinks and moved to the beanbags. The thunder in Ike's voice promised the storm that they wanted no part of at all. Angelo's radar didn't seem to be attuned to the changing weather. Hey now, don't be like that. I just want to get to know you, he slurred. He moved his hands up and down Ike's arm towards his coconut-sized biceps. I told you, get the fuck off me. Ike snatched Angelo by the front of his shirt. The bar stool went skittering across the floor as Ike slammed Angelo against the far wall. A picture of Judy Garland in a top hat and tails fell from the wall. It bounced off Ike's head, but he hardly noticed. Angelo's eyes rolled around in their socket as Ike clenched in his grip and lifted him off his feet. I'm sorry, Angelo said over and over. Ike pulled him off the wall, only to slam him again against it twice as hard. Angelo tried to pry Ike's hands from around his neck, but he might as well have been trying to untie the Gordian knot. I told you, don't fucking touch me, Ike yelled. He held Angelo in a place with his left hand while cocking back his right. The group of emo kids that had just entered the bar pulled out their cell phones and started yelling at him as they began recording the confrontation. Seconds before he unloaded his hammer of a right, He felt strong hands gripping his shoulder and powerful arms wrapping around his waist. Ike felt himself being pulled off balance, and he let go of Angelo and pawed at his attackers. Fuck off me, Ike grunted. He felt himself being pushed backwards. He was being herded out the door like a raging bull. A third set of hands joined in the foray. It was Chris. Tex hollered at him to back off, but he might as well have been trying to soothe the swarm of hornets. Chris's face was a storm of ferocity. Where he and Angelo friends? Was he defending a man's honor, or was it just righteously pissed? Ike had come to a place where Chris and his friends felt completely at ease and asked for their help. They had given him a glimpse into the man that Isaiah had become, a good man that Ike had little hand in creating. How had he repaid their kindness? He jacked up a lonely drunk. Ike saw Buddy Lee running towards him out the corner of his eye. Buddy Lee gave Chris a shove and got between him and Ike. What the fuck, man? Buddy Lee cried. Ike stopped fighting. I'm going, okay? I'm going. Buddy Lee, get my debit card, man, Ike said. Tex released him. Another man, a brother in the matching white, too tight t-shirt, was holding Chris at bay as he tried to get to Buddy Lee. Tex grabbed Ike's card from behind the bar and slapped it in his hands. Get the hell out of here before I call the cops, he said. I thought you said you didn't like cops, Buddy Lee said. Get the fuck out, Tex said. Come on, Hoss. Let's go before Johnny Law gets here, Buddy Lee said. He took a few steps backwards before spinning on his heels and heading to the front door. A few people booed as they walked by. Ike saw Jeff gazing at him from across the bar. I'm sorry, Ike mumbled. He knew his words wouldn't be heard over the commotion in the bar, but he still wanted to say them. Jeff shook his head and looked away. After 45 minutes of silence on the interstate, Buddy Lee pulled into Ike's driveway and put the truck in park. The engine coughed and gasped as the truck idled. Ike reached for the door handle. What was all that about at the bar? Buddy Lee asked. Ike opened the door. A warm breeze slipped past Ike into the truck. A few errant straw wrappers and empty chewing gum sleeves stirred around Buddy Lee's feet. I told him don't touch me. He touched me, Ike said. Okay, little Buddy Lee said. His voice had a little lit at the end of the statement. What's that supposed to mean? Ike asked. Nothing. I was just watching you while I was talking to them ladies. Looked like he just touched your arm. What's the difference do it make? You tell somebody not to touch you, they ain't supposed to touch you. If we was inside and he did that, he'd end up staring at the lights, bleeding like a stuck pig, Ike said. Buddy Lee flexed his fingers. Ike looked out the window. His shoulder slid down ever so slightly. But we ain't inside, are we? Ike thought. The idea was his, but he heard it in Isaiah's voice. Buddy Lee drummed his fingers on the steering wheel. Did he ask for your number? Leave it alone, Ike said. Buddy Lee made a noise, halfway between a laugh and a sigh. All right, did you find out something before Tangerine before you snatched up Samuel L. Jackson Sr.? That's messed up. He be talking too much trash. Yeah, she might be hanging out with some music producer who calls himself Mr. Get Down, Ike said. Buddy Lee laughed. I know that ain't on his driver's license. Well, when we gonna talk to Mr. Get Down, Buddy Lee asked. I'll call you tomorrow. I need some sleep, Ike said. Okay, you sure you don't want to talk about? I said I need some sleep, Ike said. He climbed out of the truck and slammed the door. Okay. All right, we almost done. I'm gonna move on because I'm tired of reading. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, you need a hug and a nap, you big baby, Buddy Lee said in a barely audible voice. He backed out of the driveway, then turned left and headed out of the cul-de-sac. He did a rolling stop at the end of the street and turned right. Humming, he turned on the radio and an old classic by Waylon Jenkins came warbling out of the truck speakers. Buddy Lee sang along as he passed an abandoned bait and tackle shop on Route 634. He didn't pay any attention to the old Chevrolet Caprice in it that dissected the parking lot. Second later, two heads popped up in the front seat. You think he saw his cheddar ass? Nah, it's too dark. Let me call Grayson, Dome said. He pulled out a cell phone. Yeah, Grayson answered. The white guy just dropped the black guy off. What do you want us to do now? Dome asked. Stay there. See where it goes in the morning, Grayson asked. You want to stay here all night? It's like a little bit after 11, Dome said. Did I fucking stutter? We need to find this girl like yesterday, and he gonna lead us right to her, Grayson said. Dome didn't respond. What? You got a problem with that? Grayson said. Nah, but what about Andy? That's all gonna get handled when we find this cunt, Grayson said. And Dome, yeah, don't let him get by you, or y'all gonna have to be dealt with too, Grayson said. And he hung up the phone. All right, family. Happy Thursday Eve, pre-Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. Do something fun and exciting, whatever. Just do something great. And I hope to see you back here Thursday as we continue reading Razorblade Tears. And hopefully you can make it on Tuesday where we continue our discussion on identity. I think we have identified that we're doing personal identity, and next week I think we're going to be working on how personal identity is shaped. I appreciate your time, your effort. I appreciate your support. Thank you, and peace, family.